Hi, how are you doing? This is Sam West. I want to welcome everyone that is watching this show. We appreciate you and we really thank you for the support that you keep giving us. I've been getting a lot of feedback from the previous shows, and it's always amazing when we get feedback from you. You can always reach me on Instagram or Facebook, or just WhatsApp, or just through whichever means you feel comfortable to reach us. Now today I want us to speak about something very interesting. This is something I spoke the other day and I felt this needs to be captured for TV, and it's about friendships. Now let me ask you, how many pure friends do you have? How many close friends do you have? Friends are very important, and today I would like us to learn about building pure friendships. All right, and if you have a paper and a pen, it would be amazing for you to capture all these. And in today's lesson, or in today's show, we'll be discussing about how to discover friendships that will help you build wealth as well. Okay, and I'll start with some of the opinions or suggestions or the philosophies that come from the truth. And I always say the truth is where we should base all our ideas, all our opinions. The truth is the word of God. And I want to share with you a few verses, and then now we can jump in about how do you build friends and how do you get pure friends. Friends that you can rely on, friends that you can call in and they can always come to your rescue. You see, we live in a generation where people don't have friends. They have social media friends, but they don't have real pure friendships. And that's what we'll be discussing about today. So a quick one. Let's first jump into the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26. You can write it down. You can jot it down. This is a verse I really love. It says, "The righteous choose their friends carefully," right? "But the way of the wicked leads them astray." What are we saying? There are friends that will deviate you. There are friends that will make you go astray. What the Bible is trying to say, once you know where your destination is, once you know what your vision is and where you want to be in the next couple of years, the question is this: the people you choose should be ones that lead you to your destiny, and those that lead you astray, you should stay away from them. Proverbs 18 verse 24, amazing verse. It says, "One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother." Oh my God. There are friends who will always be with you than even your family members. There are friends who will always walk the journey with you than even a brother. And that means one who has unreliable friends. Now, question is this: do a list of all your friends. How many of your friends are reliable? The Bible says, one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin. So don't fail, my friend, because of the friends that you have in your life. Proverbs 17:17, I'm skimming through before I start jumping into the issues of friendships and how to build good friendships. All right, Proverbs 17:17. "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity." I hope you understand this, that friends will always be with you all the time, during happy times, during times of mourning, during times of tragedy. But it says a brother is born for a time of adversity. That's why when we have like a burial ceremony, all family members turn up, but they don't turn up in every occasion that we have. If you have a birthday party, they might come, they might not come, but friends will always be there. You see, God is trying to say it's good to have friends. Friends are important. Proverbs 27 verse 6. "Faithful are the wounds of a friend." Okay? Wounds from a friend can be trusted, hey, but an enemy multiplies kisses. You see, this verse says that sometimes friends might tell you things that might hurt you, but they are trusted. But an enemy multiplies kisses. You know, an enemy tells you all the time good things, things to make you feel, they don't tell you the truth. They hide it from you because that's not their intention. They want to see you fail. But a good friend will warn you during times, and they'll rebuke you. They'll even come against some of your suggestions, So good friends don't always agree with you, all right? Proverbs 19 verse 4. This one is my favorite. I don't know why I liked it, but I think you like it as well. Proverbs 19 verse 4. It says, wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of a poor person deserts them. Hey, this is King Solomon, one of the wisest men in the world, who came up with these proverbs. And this is what it says. Wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. What it says, if you have something, you will attract a lot of people and a lot of friends. If you don't have anything, most likely you'll be deserted by even your closest friend. So it's more about improving your value to attract valuable friends. All right? And and you'll notice whenever you have money, you always have people around you all the time. But this is it. Sometimes you need to build value within yourself so as to acquire some wealth, so that you're able to attract quality friends as well. Now, one of the things I'll say this, while God was creating, while he came up with the creation, the oceans, the sea, the vegetation, one of the things he noticed was an issue. He said, I think there's a defect here. I've created everything, but there's a problem here. And the problem was in regard to friendships. Because he said, he created the oceans and the seas and said, this is good. The vegetation and said, oh my, this is good. The animals and said, this is also good, but it is not good. He noticed a problem. He said, but it is not good that man is alone. What that means is God saw it not okay when man was lonely, and he needed to create someone for the man. In fact, the Bible says he decided he's going to create someone suitable for man. You see, the word alone, let me try and explain to you what the word alone means. Alone, you spell it as A-L-O-N-E. Now add an extra L next to the L. All one. The word alone is a combination of two words. All one, which means everyone was in one person. In short, man was solitary, isolated. What I'm trying to say is this: all one needed to be separated so that man cannot be alone. And if you check clearly in the Bible, another man came out of another man. God made this man go to sleep, and he picked another wombed man out of man. His intention was to give this man a friend. In fact, God didn't create a spouse for Adam. It is Adam who decided to make a friend a spouse. If you check the Bible clearly, it says, and God brought Eve to Adam. The word brought in Hebrew means to present. It means to parade. God didn't say, here is Eve, make her your wife. No. It is Adam who saw this beautiful creature and decided, bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh, a man shall leave his father's house and cleave to the wife. So it is Adam who decided to make Eve a spouse. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this: God's intention was to have man have a friend, because he knows the power of friendships. Now, there are several ways in which we relate as friends. Now, friends should relate on 3 levels. Number 1, spirit. You can write it down. Number 2, soul or intellectually. And number 3, physically. Now, but the problem is this is the structure that God intended. People should first connect in the spirit and then connect intellectually in the mind. You know, the soul is mind, emotions, and will. And then he wanted them now to relate physically. But unfortunately, what happens is we go the opposite way, and that's why we have challenges with our friendships, because we relate physically first and then go intellectually. We even never get to spiritually, because if you start with the wrong structure or the wrong hierarchy, you're bound to be very to fail. This is how people meet. Like, for instance, if you meet a young beautiful girl, you first enjoy looking at her, okay? And now you connect with her physically without necessarily first understanding where is her soul, where is her spirit, okay? Same case to ladies. They look at a man and like, oh, he's a handsome man, okay? I like him. But the question is this: what you've just done, you've related with them in the wrong priority list. First, it should be understand what is their space spiritually. Intellectually, first talk to them, understand what's in their mind, what are they thinking, and then the next thing, it can progress to physical. Now, the foundation of healthy relationships. Now, healthy relationships have several things that they follow. The first one is purpose. I always ask yourself, before I get into a friendship with someone, what is their purpose? Do they understand their identity? What are they about? What are they here to achieve on earth? Because now, if your identity and your vision is different from my vision, we are bound not to work, because we are heading in different directions. So, foundation number 2 that you should always try to figure out before you get into a relationship is the motivation. What motivates that other person? The other one is interest. What are they interested about? What are their habits? For instance, if you always enjoy praying on a Monday evening and this other person enjoys just watching TV, you see, those are 2 different interests, and most likely you might never connect. So there has to be an element of similar interests when it comes to friendships. And of course, dreams. You know, dreams are very important, because it's about vision. Where are they going? And are they going the same direction where you are going? And if they are going in a different direction, you're probably not going to work out. The other foundation is personality. I'll tell you this. Let me go to the first verse that he talked about. He talked about a righteous man chooses their friends carefully. Let me share with you another verse just to help you understand about personalities, because personalities are how people, it's their behavior, it's their nature. Now, if their nature is different from your nature, most likely must be an element that might not work out. For Proverbs 22 verse 24, do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. Do not associate with one who is easily angered. You see, personalities also matter. If someone is always angered so easily, they're always hot-tempered, unfortunately, they might not be a good pick for friendship. What's the point of always spending, you know, I tell people this, life is time, all right? So the people you spend time with, in fact, you buy time. That's why you say the word spend. The people you buy time with, you're actually buying your own life with them. So if someone is always angry around you, unfortunately, what it does, they're eating away your time. In fact, the Bible is very clear. Do not associate with easily angered people. What's the point of spending the rest of your life trying to figure out someone? Trying to apologize, trying to, calm things down. It's very tedious, and it can make friendships very difficult. Now, before I go into true friendships, it's also good to understand that you as a person needs to be a good friend. In fact, the Bible says, he who wants to have friends, okay, I think it's Proverbs 18:24, that says, he who has friends must himself be friendly. All right, and that leads me to the issue of understanding yourself first before you go to have other people in your life. If you are broken, then bring other people, you'll be breaking them as well. So first thing is to be single. All right, before you decide to have friends, be single enough. And what do I mean by that? Being single enough means being whole, being complete, being unique, being separate. Most people say, this is my other half. For your information, there's nothing like my other half. You should be a full person. Before you decide to be a half, be a full person. And how do you become a full person? By being independent, being able to understand that you're unique, you are different, you are an original. And when you function, you can function alone. Before you look for friends, you can function alone. You don't need other people to function. And I tell people, the day you become single enough, now you're ready to have friends. And how do you know that? Sometimes when you want to go shopping, you don't need to carry a friend. Sometimes you can go alone. In fact, you can even take yourself for a date. You go somewhere, you ask for a menu, you choose for yourself a meal, you even get yourself a drink, because you are single enough. You love yourself to a point that you can function alone. You can even go for a whole trip by yourself. All right, that is the point we're talking about. Until you're single enough, don't think of having friends. Now, I'll say this: Jesus had different sorts of friends, and today I'll be talking to you about the 4 levels of friendships. There is the first level of having an acquaintance. I'll discuss about it. The other one is a casual friend, and then there's a close friend, and then there's an intimate friend. We'll be going through all these one at a time. Now, Jesus had different levels of friendships. For information, Jesus had 12 disciples, but there are things he told all the 12 disciples, and there are things he never told everyone. There are things he told only 3. I had to call the PJJs. This is Peter, James, and John. They were like close friends. And then there's the one, there's one who was told something, and he was told, don't tell anyone, don't tell anyone. Even the 3 PJJs, if you remember very well, they're the only ones who saw Jesus at the mountain of transfiguration. And he told them, don't tell anyone what you saw there. Which means the 3 knew what the other 12 disciples never knew. Which means in life, you should have different levels of friendships. There are things to tell everyone, and there are things not to tell everyone. You should have a way of managing your information. You don't go telling everyone everything. No, it doesn't work like that. Now, I want us to talk about the levels of friendship. So the first one is an acquaintance. All right, this is someone you are acquainted to, and this is the lowest level of friendship. All right, I call this divine connections. So an acquaintance is probably anyone you've come across the road. You see, well, you're in a matatu, or you are on a flight, or maybe you are at work, or maybe you're in a shop, in a restaurant, and someone comes and says hi. That person is an acquaintance. You don't know them, you've never met them before. I call those divine connections. There is no coincidence in this world. Everyone you see around you might be the next person in your life. A stranger can shift to become your spouse. A stranger, just someone random, can become your financier of your own dreams. So you can never ignore anyone. You have to be nice to everyone. You never know who you're dealing with. I once met a guy and we just said hi, and the next thing, he gave me a job. Randomly. I was talking to a friend of mine and she said that she was just parking the car and another guy was parking the car, and they struck a conversation, and the next minute she had a job and she even was sent a deposit that same day. What I'm trying to say is this: never ignore anyone. You never know who you're dealing with. Now let me teach you ways in which you can always build friendships from random people, from people in the streets, from people on the road. So the first one is you have to be alert to everyone around you. Always know the people around you. Say hi. Say hi. In fact, the other one is wear a beautiful countenance. Now, the reason why some of you are still single is because you never said hi to someone who's supposed to marry you. So they just passed by. You put on a very ugly face that no one even wanted to say hi to you. Always wear a smile all the time and look, friendly. The Bible says you have to be friendly. If you want friends, you have to be friendly as well. The people who are always so quiet. Kama niongeleshi, mimi simongeleshi. I only speak to people that speak to me. Hey, no. You have to be friendly. You never know who you're sitting next to. You remember the story of the Samaritan woman, and Jesus invaded her space. In fact, that's one thing that we should always learn: invading people's spaces. Sometimes going somewhere and just saying hi, all right? Going into a space and just initiating conversations. You don't have to wait until someone talks to you. Like in a restaurant, initiate a conversation with the waiter, with the waitress. If the person on the other side of the table is looking at you, don't start asking, why is he looking at me? No, just say hi, and give them a smile. For information, a smile is not for you. A smile is for other people, because you can't see yourself. So you don't know what your smile is doing to other people. So share it. Stop keeping it to yourself. And you'll be very surprised by the friendships you're going to make by wearing a beautiful countenance. The other thing is always learn people's names. My name is Sam. What's your name? All right? And when they say your name, a name, put it in your head. Some people just ask others to give them names, then they don't even store them. They forget them so easily. So when you ask, build a conversation. What's your name? Okay, all right. Do you have a family? Everyone comes from a family. So this is one thing that is so universal. These are questions that we always initiate. What do you do? Because they're probably doing something. And that's how you build friendships, all right? The other one is greet people by their names all the time. People feel nice when you mention their names. So imagine if you are working with someone and then you keep asking them, and what did you say your name is? So that's where you've placed me. You can't even remember my name. So always remember people's names and then ask about their interests, all right? One of the things I like doing, if I go to a restaurant, I engage people a lot. Especially the waiters. If you go to a petrol station, the guy who is serving you, engage him. Try to understand what he's going through. You can talk about anything, politics, you can talk about life, you can talk about rain. One of the things that my people at home do, they always ask, is it raining at your place? Just kickstart something to build a conversation. You never know. Let me tell you something that happened the other day. I was leaving the gym, and so I had parked my car on the other side of the road, and there were these two guys, and they had two pro boxes, one on the left and the right side, and these guys were just standing on the road, and they looked at me, and in my heart I felt I had to say hi, but since I had come from the gym, I was a bit fatigued, so I didn't feel like saying hi to anyone. I just wanted to go drive off, go home, take a shower, and go to work or something. And I ignored the guys. I never said hi to them. So this is what transpired. I just walked past them, and they looked at me and they wondered probably, what's up with this guy? He's not saying hi to us. And I just went into the car. Now, trying to start the car, unfortunately my battery had ran low because I had left the lights on. Now, you can imagine the embarrassment. I had to go and beg these two guys I didn't say hi to, please jumpstart for me. All I'm trying to say is this: simple things like saying hi, striking a conversation. You never know what those people might do in your life. And sometimes you're broke, you're poor, because the person who was seated right there next to you, someone who had connections to a situation that could salvage your financial situation, you never talked to them. You never initiated conversations. And that's why probably you're going through hard times. Now, the other one is be a good listener. Always talk to people, but listen to their issues. Let them feel like you are there. You are giving them an ear, all right? Now, last one, have godly interest in them. What I mean by that is, know that God loves the people that you're meeting and He wants the best for them. Sometimes you don't go asking them, are you saved? No, those are not the right questions. Just go simple ways. How is your life? How are things going? How is your business? All right? And all right, such things, and they'll open up, and slowly you'll end up asking them, can I pray for you? And you'll be very surprised. 99% of people that you ask with a clean heart, if you want to pray for them, they'll always say yes. They'll always appreciate the gesture of praying for them. Now, the second level of friendship is casual. So once you become an acquaintance, the next level is casual friend. Now, if you've met someone 3 or 4 times, now they're no longer an acquaintance. Now they become a casual friend. And what brings casual friends together are shared interests. These are people who are probably in a field that you're also in the same field. Probably you're a doctor and they're also in medicine. You can strike a conversation, you can talk about it. If probably they're in farming and you're also in farming, and you can always strike conversations pretty fast. So casual friends are people with common interests. And all the things I tell people, when you have a casual friend, try and discover their strong points. Try and discover their strengths and also their weaknesses. Because the more you talk to someone, you realize that this is someone that can help me in a certain area. And let them also discover your strengths as well. Because, for instance, there's a guy I told that I'm very good in filming, in production. And we struck a conversation and we were talking and talking and talking. And we got to a point that we really connected so well. One day he called me and told me, Sam, I have some work for you, because I shared my strengths with them. So when you have a casual friend, try and share. Every relationship, always ask yourself, what's the point of this relationship? So one way to build strong friendship is to share your strengths and weaknesses. The other thing is always be keen to understand their hopes and dreams. Ask them, what do you want to do in the next 5 years? What are you trying to achieve? All right, I see you've started doing this. What's the end game? What you'll be surprised is that they want to do something. Someone will tell you, what, right now I want to go to school. I want to go get my master's, all right? Okay. Or they'll tell you, I want to start a business. I want to start, I don't know, I'm trying to buy a car, And the thing is, once you understand what they want to do, you can easily be part of their lives and help them achieve some of those dreams. Because, for instance, they want to buy a car and you know someone that sells good cars and very genuine, you can always connect them. So always try to figure out what are their hopes and dreams and show interest in their problems. If they come and tell you, you know what, right now I'm struggling, there's this thing that I've been trying to do, it's not working. If you have a solution, well and good. If you can connect them to someone, well and good. That's how to keep casual friends. The other thing is always talk to God about their needs and desires. All right, always pray for casual friends. Don't just be so selfish. When you're going to God, don't just be about yourself. God, I want this. No. Change the narrative for once and tell, you know, God, I have this friend of mine. He's trying to get this thing and it's not working. Please, God, help them out. They are going through this situation with their wife. Please help them out. All right? That's how to go about it. Now, the third level of friendship is close friendships. All right, so close friends are ones that you fellowship with. All right, you cannot fellowship with casual friends, you cannot fellowship with acquaintances, but you fellowship with close friends. These are people you have known each other for quite some time, and these are people who you have mutual life goals and even have mutual friends. All right, so they instantly become close friendships. Now, close friends also have, you share the same values. Now, this is very important. When I mean values, I mean you share the same belief system. So if there's something you value so much, they also value it as well. This is how to know if someone is a close friend, by the way. You have the same value system. If both of you value sexual purity, they also value the same. If both of you value faithful marriages, you also value the same. And the same thing when it comes to integrity. If it's about financial integrity, you are the same values are the ones you share. If they don't share the same values, then they're not close friends. Just put them in the same category as casual friends. You downgrade them. All right. Now, a close friend, you also share the same ideals. Now, this one is very heavy. When I mean by ideals, I'm talking about some of the things that you believe in. Like, for instance, if you believe in the same way of worship, they also have the same way of worship. If you believe, like for instance, one of you believes in Buddha or believes in Muhammad, the other one believes in Jesus, all right? You share the same ideals. What you purpose to do, this other person will never go against it because it's all the same ideals. Now, close friends are viewed as potential mates, all right? I tell you why they're viewed like that, because they have the same belief system, the same value system, the same ideals, and they are all committed to seeing your success. And now close friends are also willing to assist in life goals, all right? They want to see you succeed. You know, when you have a close friend, they will do anything for you. They will travel quite a distance purposely for you. And you see, Jesus saw friends more important than even family. There's a time his brothers, did you know that Jesus had brothers? There's a time his brothers came looking out for him, and he was asked to step out, and he said, no, because he was hanging out with friends, and said, these are my brothers, because he knows the value of friends. Now, the highest level of intimacy is the highest level of friendship is intimate friendships, and this is now like the highest level of friendship. One of the things I'll say about this is that intimate friends, when I'm talking about intimate, I'm not talking about sex. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking a level of connection, a level of bond that is beyond what we're talking about here. These are people who are committed to developing each other's character. Hey, You see, people who are intimate deal with the inherent nature of a person. And whenever it comes to character development, it involves a lot of conflict because they spot your weaknesses where you can't see yourself. And they'll be so quick to tell you, there's something I don't like about you. I don't like it when you do it like this. And you know, while they do it, they're not doing it with an aim of separating with you. They still love you. They appreciate you so much. In fact, they'll say something at you and then laugh because their intention is to build your character. You know, this is what we call intimate friendships. Then they have the freedom to correct one another. Hey, but if you ever get to a point where you are in a space where you can correct a friend and they're not offended, it may hurt. Like the Bible says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but you can trust what they're doing and they confront you without the fear of separation. All right? Now, intimate friends, the other thing they do, they are open to being vulnerable. All right? You know, vulnerable means you can pour yourself out to someone. You can share your weaknesses, hoping that they won't use it against you. That's why we say love is faith. All right? Faith worketh by love, which means you are sharing yourself out, hoping that they won't use it against you. The other thing is they share the same vision and aspiration. One of the things I tell people, what keeps people together, what keeps marriages together is not love, it's not even sex. It is a shared vision, a joint purpose. And there's someone who asked, why is it that in relationships I see a lot of people struggling with you know, they're not happy and they feel like the only way to get out of their heart is by separating. But this is what I say, the cost of a covenant and the cost of keeping a covenant is not simple. It requires three things: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I think that is in Proverbs 24 verse 3. So now a shared vision is very important because that is what puts the two of you together. And you know, anytime you have two visions, you know, most relationships have a monster. A monster is an animal that has two heads. And now if you come together with two visions, all right, it's called division. Di means two, so it's called division. All right, you means separation. All right, means divorce. But when you come together and submit each other's vision to have one direct vision, you'll be surprised by how much you can go together. A shared vision and aspiration is a very important thing. Now, the other thing about intimate relations, they have a deep commitment to each other. This is a commitment to see each other succeed, a commitment to see each other develop. All right? For instance, you can decide, you know what, I love you so much, my partner, I would like to pay for you to go for training for a seminar, you know, that goes for 1 or 2 days. You know, being so keen, even buying a book for your partner, or even, you know, helping your partner buying some resources or an equipment that will help them become successful. The other one is deep respect for their values and standards. What I mean by that is this: if there is something that your partner values, don't try to compromise it. If there's a standard she's kept for herself, don't try to go against it. Violating someone's values is not intimate friendship. Now, intimacy is about meeting the needs of other people, not necessarily yours. You come into this relationship to ensure that your partner is happy. All right? You don't come into the relationship just to have your needs met, because that is not intimate friendship. The other one, this one is very interesting: open, honest, and discretion. Hey, man. You see, in a relationship, friendships that are intimate, you are very open. You don't hide anything, all right? You are very honest to each other. You tell each other everything, but you're also discreet. Let me explain what it means discreet. It means you have to manage your secrets. Not everything should be told to a friend. Because what I mean is this: there are some things that you know very well, if you share them, they're going to cause an issue in your friendship. And if they are not ready to receive the information, you might have information, but if they are not ready to receive it, don't share it yet until they are ready for it. Let me give you an example. Jesus once said, I think he said, I have so much to say to you, but you cannot receive it. You see, even Jesus, he wanted to tell the disciples a lot of things, but he said they are not ready to receive it, which means it's not about the information that you have. It's about the ability of the other person to receive it. Wow, we are still talking about intimate friendship. Is this good? Do you like this kind of content? Awesome. The other one is responsibility for their reputation. One of the things is this: once you become an intimate friend, you need to know the reputation of your partner is your responsibility. You have to defend them as much as you can. You have to protect them from shame outside there. In fact, I always tell people, don't go telling issues of your partner to even family. Protect your partner. Protect your partner from friends. Don't go telling people everything. There are people you don't tell things, because if you tell them, they go telling everyone. All right? So it's even God said, I will forgive your wickedness and I will remember no more. Hey, what am I? If God does not want to remember, this is an intimate friendship between God and us. All right? He does not want to keep remembering all our wickedness. He's keen on our own reputation. The other one is commitment to loyalty and availability. See, when you are loyal to someone, you know, this person can trust you. This person can't even suspect anything because they know they are loyal to you. And when I'm talking about this type of thing, I'm not talking about just a man and woman relationship. It can be intimacy even between different genders. Let me explain. You see, someone like David and Jonathan, the son of Saul, they were very good buddies. Jonathan really loved David. They were very close friends. In fact, there are people who say that they were gays, but unfortunately that's not the case. They were just good friends, and you can have good friends, you know, but the world has told us that it's not possible to have good friends or intimate friends between different genders. Now, the other one is friendship is not a gift. It's a result of hard work. I've told you many times. I think you've seen, for you to become an acquaintance, then become a casual friend, then become a close friend, then become an intimate friend, it is hard work. It doesn't just come easily like that. So there is need for you to understand that work has to be put in. So the best way to make a friend is to become one. So for you to become a good friend, also be friendly. The Bible says, he who wants friends has to be friendly. So starting today, start smiling around. Start making friends. Everyone you see around walking, there are no coincidences in this world. Whoever is next to you right now, there are no coincidences. There's a reason they are there in your life, and you never know. You know, the good part about keeping friends is that life always upgrades them. So if you maintain a friend right now, tomorrow may be the next president of Kenya. And the more friends you have, the better it is for you. I'm telling you, if you have 10 good friends that want the best for you, that want you to succeed, why won't you succeed? I tell people, you don't have to be wealthy in this world. You just need to have wealthy friends. And because if you hang out with 3 or 4 friends, you'll be the 5th wealthy friend. All right, so I'm hoping you're enjoying this. Now you can always give feedback if you want to learn more about this, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go check out For Dominate or Sam West. I'm also on Instagram, Sam West KE, on Facebook, Sam West, and also on Twitter, Sam West KE. Thank you so much, and looking forward to speaking to you next week.